First, I want to thank the foundational leader, Dr. Charan, who laid this foundation for a long time ago, that today we have this opportunity. I want to thank the dignitaries, the Vice President, the members of the Assembly. I will mention to you only 4 points. Clearly coming out. Point number 1. Only leaders make a nation. How many of you have been to Singapore? Anybody here has been to Singapore? Nobody has been to Singapore. 1967, I used to go to Singapore, and all countries were saying Singapore will sink in the sea. Malaysia will really prosper. What made the difference? Leadership. They had nothing except the shoreline. Lee Kuan Yew used to come to Harvard. 1967, we watch him going through the campus, get hold of him. As the vice president said, look for new ideas. He was looking for new ideas. As the vice president said, reach out to the opponents, pull them together, get it done. There are 3 kinds of diversified people in Singapore: Chinese, locals, and Indians. We pull them together, build Singapore, and you probably does not know. America owes the largest reserves of currency to Singapore and Japan. Today, you build a nation. So, am I clear? You young people, you are the future. Do you want to be a leader? Do you have aspirations to be a leader? Do you want to build your skills as a leader? And picturing in your mind where you want to go, where you want to invest your life, you prepare. All people who go to Olympics, do they have a dream? Do they practice? Do they learn? Do they have determination? Why not us? Now, you have military leaders, business leaders, leaders who make movies, leaders who are medical profession. They all learn. They're all determined. They make a change. But they don't complain. What's wrong? They figure out what is wrong and what to do about it. That's the attitude. Something wrong in military, find it, how to correct it. Something wrong in politics, find it, correct it. Something wrong in business, find it, correct it. Focus. Select a problem, find a way to solve it. How many of you feel India has a momentum? How many of you feel India has a momentum? People are coming here. Every single day, I see that. We have a momentum, ride on it. So now I'm going to take you through Point number one, you, your friends, I build the nation. We pull together a problem, solve it. We get opponents to work with us, get the ball rolling. No complaining. Complaining doesn't do anything. Point number two, all of you here I see very young. All of you have at least 40 years of life to contribute. I think so. Maybe more. I have entered 85. So I had my fruitful life for almost 65 years. You can too. Now, in doing that, I want you to learn a few things. We want to celebrate 100th anniversary of independence. That's 2047. Clear? Which is only roughly 23 years from here. We should prepare now. Should we not? Should we be determined? We are number 5 in the world today. Why not be number 3? Then towards number 1. Right now, we are number 5. We will be ahead very soon, United Kingdom and Germany, and later Japan. And here we say, why are we doing that? We're not doing for the sake of doing it. We bring joy to our people. We demonstrate our competitive spirit. We are innovative. And we go in 23 years to from $4 trillion GDP to roughly $20 trillion GDP. Let me remind you, today our GDP is $4 trillion. We can double it every 10 years. Easy, by working hard. We can double again next 10 years. And that takes you to $16 trillion. Another 4 years. $20 trillion is worth looking at it. But remember, today world GDP is 100 trillion. In 20 years, it will be 150 trillion. The market is going to increase. We need to increase. So set your goal. How do we take Bharat from number 5 to number 3 in this period? How each of us take leadership. Whether I am a doctor, whether I am a politician, whether I'm an MLA, choose your passion, but choose what you love to do. Political part, MLA part is very important, which I'll take you through. Now, so that was my point number 2. Point number 3, how do we do this? In that part, you got to say, what training do I need? Where do I focus my training? All athletes, all cricketers, they get training. They go at it. They have a mission. They have a goal. Clear? Focus there. In politics, Rahul Karat started this. We have a school here. Get the training. Learn about it. It's not a party place. It is a place where each person can learn, practice, meet with the seniors, and learn the skills of how to be a contributor as a political leader to facilitate. So that's my point number 2. Point number 3, now I come to very specifics. In India, we have minimum 10 million small enterprises. 50 million, 100 million, very small enterprises. They build these enterprises from father, grandfather. They struggled. They got very high interest rates, loans, but they built the business. So we say each state, focus on growing those enterprises. Give them help. Do the training. So if I have 10 million enterprises and we together facilitate to get them low-cost loans, we facilitate how to sell overseas, we facilitate to train them, those 10 million companies here, how much employment will they create? Huge. That employment creation creates GDP. We can do all that. It is doable. We create training where you go from. So this is for each state. It is happening. In UP, you have so many large population, 240 million people. We divide that into small pieces and say how this one is good here, this one is good here, this one is good here. How do we create training for the people to create the growth in each part of UP, each part of Tamil Nadu, each part of Karnataka, each part of Maharashtra? Bring the people their hostla, their psychology that we can win. It's happening very slowly. But that's one way to do that. That's point number 3. Point number 4, we have what the world does not have. Let me repeat. We have what the world does not have. Why do I say that? In my 50 years of work, today I'm here. Day after tomorrow, I will be in Japan. After that, I'll be in Brazil. So I get to see what's happening. What do we have? We have raw talent. We have in India raw talent. We train it. We are number 1 in the world in information services. 2 people, 1976, started, built it, we are number 1. We can be number 1 in other industries. That number 1 in the digital area. We have the raw power. We can be number 1 in digital, no doubt about in my mind. When I look at the CEO of Microsoft, I work with him. Digital. We see 30 CEOs, Indians in America, running trillion-dollar businesses. They are all here. They were all here. We can be there. We can do that. So my third point here is let's pick the industries. Digital, information services. We can be fantastic end-to-end sugar and focus to be number 1 in the world. We can get there. China has 4 number 1 industries. Right now, electric vehicle. Right now, telecommunication infrastructure. Right now, battery type materials. Right now, solar panels. Right now, appliances that we buy from China in India, the number 1 in the world. We absolutely can, should, and will number 1 in those industries. That's your point number 4. And the last point is for each of us. Working in a state legislature, for example, learn what legislatures can do to create the economic growth in the local area. We are doing it now. We can accelerate more. And the art of doing it, as the Vice President Naidu said, you learn the best practices and you bring your opponents together and get the ball going forward. Because the growth of India to go to 2047 from 4 trillion to 20 is going to be driven in a major way at the state level, at the district level, at the local level. You come in, you see, you create jobs, and you take the Indian destiny from number 5 to number 3 and create more jobs. Do practice that. So the idea here is picture what you can be, what you want to do. Picture what training you need. Picture how do I tenaciously build my capability with my colleagues. Picture that I go to political area is building a nation with businesses, with scientists, with technologists. And here, you come here, learn those tools, get to know the political leaders, just like we do in business, just like we do in military, just like doing technology. Because I come back, nation is built by leaders. Singapore, nothing. 1993, Dubai, nothing. Leaders build it. We are building it. And remember, democracy allows millions to be leaders. Dictatorship, autocracy is only one leader. It muscles the energy of the people. So here are 5 points. Think about it. Make your career. And remember, be an Olympic champion the way the Olympic players are. Does that make sense? Do that. Thank you. Thank you very much.